Hello and welcome to another Ukraine war update. If you are new to this channel, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. This is a rare view from inside a Russian anti-air system deployed to the battlefield in Ukraine. The system targeted what was most likely a Ukrainian drone that got shot down by an anti-air missile. And this is how it looks like for the Russian operators from inside when they get hit by Ukrainian fire. No announcement, no warning, no chance to take timely measures. Here we see a group of Ukrainian soldiers moving in the open through the vast wasteland somewhere between the front lines of Ukraine. It is unusually quiet as the men move forward in silence. Everything appears calm but still tense. Suddenly the men turn their heads to the sky above them. The sound of an approaching drone can be heard.
Ти що?
The men quickly realize that it is a Russian kamikaze drone flying towards them for an attack after the operator identified his target. With only seconds left, the soldiers jump for cover as the small unmanned FPV drone is about to impact close to them. Luckily the drone missed and everyone made it. This video very clearly demonstrates the issue with friend-foe recognition, especially in regards to the use of the numerous militarized civilian drones both sides use. This here is quite an intriguing approach. We can observe a drone equipped with an RPG rocket launcher. Usually, both sides only attach RPG warheads to these drones and then crash them into their targets. However, in this case, they've affixed a complete RPG launcher onto it to fire at a ground target. I do not know how accurate the rockets are and the drone seems to have problems with its stability after firing, but this is a concept various militaries currently test out also with military-grade drones. It would be really interesting to see how this concept will play out in the future. As said, many militaries currently testing the concept and some look promising. Most of the scenes we will see in this video can be described with one term: attrition warfare. Attrition warfare is a military strategy that focuses on wearing down the enemy's resources, manpower and will to fight through a sustained campaign of continuous engagements and gradual erosion. Unlike more rapid and decisive strategies, attrition warfare aims to exhaust the opponent over time, often through a series of protracted battles and conflicts. This strategy has been historically employed in various conflicts, offering both advantages and challenges to the forces employing it. The core principle of attrition warfare is to inflict consistent losses on the enemy forces, gradually diminishing their combat effectiveness and weakening their overall ability to resist. This can be achieved through a combination of direct engagements, siege tactics, and disruption of supply lines. By engaging in attrition warfare, the objective is to make the cost of continued conflict so high that the enemy eventually seeks a negotiated settlement or capitulation. Attrition warfare often involves significant human and material costs, and it has been a feature of many historical conflicts. During World War I, for instance, both sides engaged in trench warfare that resulted in high casualties and limited territorial gains. The Battle of Verdun, characterized by prolonged fighting and heavy losses, exemplified the principles of attrition warfare. One of the key advantages of attrition warfare is that it can exploit the attacker's superior resources over time. A force with a larger population, an industrial base might be better positioned to endure losses and sustain the prolonged conflict necessary for attrition tactics. Attrition warfare can also be used defensively, where a numerically inferior force aims to thwart the enemy's advances by forcing them to expend resources without achieving significant gains. However, there are several challenges associated with attrition warfare. It can be psychologically and morally demanding on both the military personnel and the civilian population, leading to war weariness and potential loss of public support. Furthermore, the drawn-out nature of attrition warfare can provide opportunities for the enemy to adapt their tactics, improve their defenses, or find alternative supply routes. Modern military technology has impacted the dynamics of attrition warfare. Advances in precision-guided munitions, surveillance, and communication have made it possible for forces to conduct more targeted operations, potentially reducing the scale of traditional attrition strategies. However, these advancements have not entirely eliminated the concept, as conflicts like the Syrian civil war have seen prolonged engagements and gradual depletion of resources. In contemporary conflicts, attrition warfare is often used as a complementary strategy rather than the sole approach. It might be employed alongside other tactics, such as maneuver warfare, to achieve broader objectives. The decision to employ attrition warfare depends on factors such as the nature of the conflict, the resources available, and the desired outcome. In conclusion, attrition warfare is a military strategy that centers on wearing down the enemy's resources and will to fight through continuous engagements and gradual erosion. While it can offer advantages in terms of exploiting superior resources, it also presents challenges related to public support, morale, and adaptability. In modern conflicts, attrition warfare is often used in conjunction with other tactics to achieve strategic goals. The conflict in Ukraine has evolved into a protracted battle of attrition. Both Ukraine and Russia have established complex trench networks and heavily relied on artillery. Russia has employed large-scale frontal assaults, aiming to capture ground through sheer numerical superiority rather than tactical advantage. Despite Ukraine's successful offensives in late 2022, neither side has made significant territorial gains, but the number of casualties has risen. Both military forces have suffered considerable damage to their equipment, with Russia losing about half of its modern T-72B3 and T-72B3M main battle tanks and a significant portion of its T-80BVU tanks. This attritional nature is evident in how Russian and Ukrainian forces are positioned. They face off along a 500 to 600 mile long front, with infantry spread across the front lines and artillery providing support, rather than concentrating armored units at decisive points. Despite the potential for change, indications suggest a prolonged attritional conflict in eastern and southern Ukraine. This is exemplified by Russia's failure to achieve a swift armored breakthrough near Vuhledar in February 2023. Also, Ukraine's current struggle on the southern front are an indication for this. The war's essence is particularly clear in the struggle for Bakhmut, a small city in Donetsk. Russian forces have relentlessly bombarded the city, engaged in house-to-house combat, and employed human wave tactics to overpower Ukrainian defenders. Russian attempts to seize Bakhmut have involved enlisting numerous prisoners from across the country to deploy at the front lines, alongside regular Russian soldiers. Some areas have seen a three-wave approach. The first wave comprises contractors and inexperienced conscripts with high casualty rates, followed by a second wave of replacements, and finally a third wave of more capable Russian forces. Both Russia and Ukraine are incurring significant casualties for minimal territorial gains. While Russia's invasion of Ukraine seemed to originate from a position of power, it's important to note that having substantial material overmatch, whether in terms of population, economy, military size, or military spending, does not automatically ensure success in warfare. There is a study that concludes the cost of an attrition strategy is always high and success is relatively uncertain. It seems that all sides involved in this conflict currently accept the fact that this war has become mainly a war of attrition. But they all seem to have forgotten one thing here. For this I will simply quote Sun Tzu, who said, "War loves victory, not duration." In war, only the swift victory matters, not the protracted struggle. This was what the Russians aimed for in the beginning of the invasion, but failed to do, and this should have been what the Ukrainians needed to pull off but couldn't because of the lack of equipment when they rapidly gained ground in Kherson and Charkiv. For now, the war will most likely continue to be a slow and dirty battle for every inch of territory until one side collapses, or a new special innovative and tactical achievement turns the tides. That's it for this Ukraine war update. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like this video and leave me a comment with your point of view. Will the war in Ukraine end soon? Will the conflict freeze? If you are interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell and enable all notifications for this channel. This way you will not miss any new uploads. The last Ukraine war update will be linked here, so make sure to check it out if you want to know more about this conflict. If you like my work and want to support me further, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Thank you very much. Until the next time.